Welcome back, guys. We're here one more time to talk about an amazing new guitar just came out. This is the new Bedell Bahia guitar. Absolutely incredible. In this video, we're going to give you the specs. We're going to tell you if it's something that you need. We're going to even give you a little bit of how it ranks in relation to other guitars. And then after that, we might even give you a tone sample so you can hear what it sounds like.
As a reward for staying all the way to the end of the video.
We'll do all that just after this. Jeremy,
thank you so much. You know what I did today? I liked and subscribed to this channel. I've been watching it for years and just never took the time to click the subscribe button.
I'm glad you decided
to do that. And then I learned how important that is to a channel to do that. If you're enjoying the videos, you just push that little button that says subscribe and you make sure that you share it with other people, and all of a sudden the channel takes off.
It's a pretty nice thing.
If you guys are like me, just take that little moment and subscribe to the channel, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Anyway, yeah. Well, if you did enjoy that performance, there was a little Larry Sparks for you. You can catch the entire song of that. Me and Jeremy playing a little bit of John Deere Tractor
by clicking the link John Deere just Tractor down below. Song and a Sweet Alice Chalmers.
No, like, different people there. Good try though, but
he should have.
Yeah, he should. And the Judds also did that one. But Larry Sparks, that was our version of the Larry Sparks hit, the John Deere Tractor, and you can check out that entire video with that link just down below. And then you might enjoy it. We don't know. Maybe you will. I don't know.
It's there if you want it.
Anyway, we're going to talk about this Bahia guitar. This is a guitar that actually got redone and is kind of a little bit close to my heart because, it's...
You're so proud when you
I am so proud. It makes me so happy on the inside.
Twist people's shoulders behind their backs and straight arm them and all those sort of things.
All right.
Yeah.
It is the new Bahia square shoulder dreadnought. As you all know, Bedell has made a move from a slope shoulder dread, which sounded more like a square shoulder in the first place, to a square shoulder dread, just because I beat them up. But they also redid the Bahia and now has some new updated specs, and I think it is all for the better here.
And that's what this video is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. This is a fantastic guitar. First and foremost, this is an affordable guitar with Brazilian Rosewood and an Adirondack top. And I know some of you are going to go, when you see the price tag, you're going to affordable, but when you go and actually do some price comparison, you will go, this guitar almost falls at half of what almost everybody else is doing a Brazilian Rosewood, and there's extra caveats to it.
And there's something to be said about Bedell. They've been doing their tone optimization technology. We went up there, flew up to their facility. Sound optimization.
Yeah,
and saw how they do it. And I've got to say, they're dialing it in. They've been gathering data and numbers and really listening to the guitars and saying, all right, these seem to be those parameters where these guitars are really sounding great. Let's try to get all our tops and our backs to match and get to this position for this style guitar. And they're getting some killer guitars. We were at the NAMM show, and this was one of the ones on the wall.
Yeah.
Everyone, that was you, Corey, Jake Workman stopped by. Everybody that picked that up went, whoa. They did that first strum on it, and just...
Yeah, it
blew everyone away, so they pulled off the wall.
That's just. It's a great guitar, and like you said, this was the very one that was at the NAMM show. We all fell in love with it. This was the very first of the new Bahias, and it is a monster. And you're right, sound optimization seems to be paying off because all the guitars that we've got in this last round have been just absolutely incredible. So I'm really kind of proud of that. If you haven't seen much on that, we talked about this on other videos. You can take a look at that. I won't get into much of it, but basically it is how they are building guitars to sound frequencies that they have captured in data points, things that actually work off each other. The back and tops are actually done differently than each other so that they cancel some frequencies and accentuate others. It's a pretty amazing system, and it is definitely paying off in the tone. So the new Bahia is Brazilian Rosewood back and sides. It is a bluegrass power cannon dread. I have to say this is probably one of my favorite new dreads that I've played in the shop here lately.
Yeah.
In fact, right now on the wall, I'm actually going to go right out and say this is my favorite guitar on the wall.
Unfortunately, this one's not on the wall anymore. It
Yeah,
sold
is.
yesterday.
We
So
literally sold this. Actually, it wasn't even yesterday. It was 20 minutes before we went to film this particular video. And but I'll have more of them coming, including some other special guitars in a similar layout. But that said, absolutely stunning. So what we're going to do is give you kind of the specs on this guitar.
The
this
rundown.
is
Let's call it
a
the rundown.
guitar that, like we said, prices out very affordably at $69.90 for Brazilian Rosewood guitar. That is an incredible buy.
for a boutique built.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it has an Adirondack spruce top. It has Brazilian rosewood back and sides that look great. But not only that, all their Brazilian rosewood is papered, it is CITES papered, and they give you an envelope that has all that paperwork. All you have to do is fill it out and submit that to the government. You'll be able to travel all over the world with it. It is truly papered, legal Brazilian rosewood. It does have a Honduran mahogany neck, as well as the head plate cover is going to be a Brazilian rosewood cover on that. It does have the koa and maple binding. Has a really cool kind of figuring to that binding, and the purfling looks great with an ebony bridge and fretboard. So those are also great. Now upgraded to the new two-way truss rods in here. So now you have a double action truss rod. I do really like that. Bone nut and saddle does have the Waverly gold tuners with the ebony buttons. I'm still a fan of gold tuners. I don't know about you, but I do on a guitar like this. Thinks it needs to be done. It's an X-Brace guitar, again with a very beautiful gloss finish. Looks great. Has a satin finish on the neck, and that also feels extremely nice. Does come with a really nice Ameritage case that are very attractive and very protective. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but really nice. It does have a really soft C, almost D shape, very low profile neck shape on here. It should give you a nut width of 1.11" with the 25.5" scale. Anything on this that's kind of special, it does have the pin inlays, the little small mosaics. If you look really close, they're really a small inlay, as well as that vintage toner on this. Now, this is something that I'm going to talk a little bit more about
talking
here
about
in
the
a
gold
little
hardware?
bit. Yeah, gold hardware on here is that vintage toner. And, of course, that absolutely killer sound optimization.
Do we know that it's bone nut and saddle?
It is listed as bone nut and saddle, and I think they're going to continue that for a while. There is talk about them changing it. It does look to me to be an actual bone nut and saddle. We'll see what happens in the future on that. It does have, like I said, that vintage toner. I'm iffy on vintage toners. For me, this one went a little bit too far. I think it looks great, but to me,
I mean, it looks like I've seen some vintage guitars that have that, but
it comes with age, usually. We are getting guitars in with a vintage toner. They do 3 different levels. This is the darkest one, so if you love this color, they do have this. This is the darkest of the 3 toners. We're going to go with that middle one for most of the guitars that we get in from now on, but this guitar just sounded so good we had to get it in here. So anyway, the questions that everybody always asks, who's this for? This is for somebody who wants a powerhouse Brazilian rosewood guitar and cannot afford a $14,000, $16,000, $18,000 instrument. And this one coming in at $69.90, goodness, it will perform with any of the great guitars out there.
And also for any touring musician that loves the tone of Brazilian rosewood but wants to be able to tour internationally, like even going to Canada or some smaller trips or going overseas, you can actually take your Brazilian with you on this guitar. So it could be for that pro player, or like I said, just somebody that has always wanted Brazilian rosewood, but the price is so high for just about every other manufacturer. This one, you're not sacrificing anything. In fact, like you said, it's one of the best guitars you played. I'm
gonna go further and say this is for a person who wants a monstrosity of a guitar, whether at whatever price point. I mean, this guitar is great, and to have it be Brazilian on top of that. Great overtones, rounded. The bottom is great to it. It's just a smooth sounding guitar all the way around.
I love the grain on the side of this. It's beautiful.
And the back. It's just
kind of reminds me of those old sand sculpture things you used to have in water, and you flip it over and also just builds another mountain scene. That's kind of that going on there.
They even have more gorgeous Brazilian rosewood than this. I mean, as nice as this is not the top level stuff. We got some guitars that are coming with some of their pristine top end Brazilian rosewood too. So Absolutely gorgeous guitar.
Stunning.
Sounds wise, I mean, come on. There's not. I don't have any guitar that we've had in here that I think sounds better. I mean, stuff that's comparable.
I think
but
you were safe and lucked out because I know you really pushed Tom and the guys down there to do the square shoulder and told them you got to do this. It's gonna make all the difference in the world. And if that would have failed, you had egg all over your face.
The advantage is we already knew they were going to build a fantastic guitar, and it was more about just tweaking it for the customers that are looking for that kind of style guitar. So this thing is a monster. There's nothing bad I can say about it. It's just smooth, round. It's got brightness. It's got low end. It's a fantastic guitar. Cons of this guitar, again, for me, I'm not a huge fan of this. Toner, I think you need a pick guard. We're looking for pick guards for this. I did measurements actually this morning. I think we're going to be working with a few companies for some guards that'll be coming in soon. I think it needs a guard. That's my opinion. I don't know about you. I find guitars, especially dreadnoughts and OMs without a guard, to be naked. They're just naked.
It's just what you're used to
Nobody
seeing.
wants a naked guitar. And smaller guitars, I'm probably absolutely good with no pick guard, but especially me, I rub my fingers. I think it'd be nice to have that in there. Other than that, the neck shape for me, I like the 1 3/4, but I know a lot of people love that 1 11/16. And it's a great neck shape. I tend to prefer a little more V, but again, what is your thoughts on?
It sounds like you're just trying to come up with some cons.
I am kind of come up with cons because I want to own this guitar and I don't. But anyway, this is just a great guitar that's just gonna be some player that absolutely just wants a really monstrosity of a guitar. This is gonna be the one for them, and it could be me in the future. I think I'm gonna order one.
Well, as consistent as they're getting with them, I think you'd still end up with a good one. What would you say this guitar would compare to? It's really hard to say a Brazilian Rosewood in this price range. There's not a lot to compare to.
It stacks up there with all the boutique level guitars. I would say if I was going to go closer to anything, now tone-wise, not the same. The feel and the playability, all that kind of stuff, very, very similar to the Boucher guitars. I would say that's really, really close to what this is kind of going after. Tone-wise, it's going after a big, vintagey Martin sound. It's big, it's bold. On that end, it's more of the Thompson / I don't know what else.
It doesn't seem like we've talked about in the past that some Rosewood seems to lend itself really well to like rhythm and strumming, but this one seems pretty balanced for lead as well, right?
I would agree with that, and yet has all the bottom end you want. I think that's one thing. I want something that's tamed. What I'm real surprised with this is has really rich low end, but it's still tame enough. It's not stopped and controlled. I usually look for something that's very, very controlled in the bottom end, but this still has that big booming bottom end without being, just overpowering. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking for. As far as ranks on this instrument, let's kind of give it a 1 to 5 like we always do. Again, we'll start with tone. For me, I hate to do this, I give it a 5. This is everything I would want out of a Brazilian Rosewood guitar.
Yeah.
I love it. I really do.
This ranking system is great because we are getting such good guitars that they're all ranking high up there. One day we'll just review some really bad guitars just so we have a good bell curve there. But yeah, I'd say that's definitely a 5.
I absolutely love it. Setup and playability. I'm going to go a little bit lighter on this one. For me, we had to kind of give it a little bit extra neck relief for me to not play through it all the way. They tend to be a little bit set up low for me. But again, if you're wanting that standard and it come with 12s, for me, I'm going to give it a 4. I think it should come with 13s and be set up for that, a little bit beefier. But for me, I'd probably still, it's a great setup, but probably a 4 for me.
Yeah, I'd probably say somewhere around there for me too. It's just, I'm not a guitar player, so what does that matter?
Build quality, again, this one's going to fall in that, super high end. There's not much to complain about here at all. One thing I just noticed, and I need to kind of go back to, we said in the specs that this is an ebony. We're going to update that. This looks to be Brazilian Rosewood. I think on the new Bahias, they're using Brazilian Rosewood for fretboards and bridges.
That bridge
on
definitely
this.
looks like it.
That I would actually kind of say. So again, in the build quality, that's an extra step that just kind of gave it a whole nother look and feel.
And you know, looking at it, obviously, I think it'd still get the same score. But also going up there and seeing them build these, they are very meticulous about it. They are definitely Breedlove and Bedell are both made in the same workshop, but the Bedell team, the folks working on Bedells, are meticulous. They are going through every nook and cranny and making sure it is pristine and fits that kind of boutique build level. And so I would give it a 5.
I'm going to also go with a 5 on this one as well. Aesthetics and looks, again, I told you what my looks things are. You guys are going to disagree with me. So I love almost everything about this. I'm going to give it a 4 1/4. 4 1/4.
4.25 because of the top. But looking at that Brazilian rosewood on the back and sides, that's got to bump it up a lot. And again, we're saying it like
These
in
are
the
so,
like level.
Yeah,
that is gorgeous. They have some of the best rosewood out there.
I'm trying to be super picky about a guitar I'd really
I'm going to give
like.
it a 4.75.
As far as the sustainability, this one does absolutely pass the Shoppe sustainable. We know Bedell and Breedlove guitars are doing everything they can. This is pre-1960 or 69 Brazilian Rosewood, and it is all papered. It is all legal. Everything, their finishes, the way they build guitars, source all the rest of the woods. We know that that is all Shoppe sustainable. So there you go. Absolutely incredible guitar.
Overall value, what would you say on this? This could be an easy one.
Oh, this is a 5+. You know, this.
Can we go up to a 10-star rating?
Yeah, this is. There's a 6990 guitar with Brazilian rosewood that
There's a lot of
sounds
them.
like this.
You can't get mahogany or
No.
Sapele for a $60,000 or $7,000 guitar. So Brazilian rosewood, yeah. There's
a boutique guitar at this level, with these parts and build and sound. Yeah, this is all day long. Let's keep on seeing a bunch of these.
So easy 5.
Yeah, easy 5. There you go. All right, so what we're going to do right now is kind of get you guys a tone sample of it, see what you guys think of it, and then we'll be back just after that.
Well, John, that is just a powerful guitar. I think it sounded great, looks great, got a really good score overall. We talked earlier about the first time we ran across this guitar, the first time we met. We saw each other across the room.
Yes, we did.
In a booth at the NAMM show.
At it and said, please play me.
Look at the shoulders on that guitar. No, we talked about when we were at NAMM. Jake Workman also stopped by the booth when we were there filming, and you guys got to pick a couple songs.
We did.
So we got a cool link to that if you guys want to watch that video.
Yeah,
go ahead and
Jake
click on this.
Picked the fire out of this.
He
guitar.
did. He picks fire out of every guitar, but this one especially was awesome. So check out that link. It was a lot of fun playing at the NAMM show, and I enjoyed watching you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll give you back with even more great reviews on instruments and things that are in here at the shop. Until then, guys, keep picking, and we will see you next time. Bye.